Hello, everyone. Freedom starts when you leave behind the constant noise of your thoughts and embrace the calm of the present moment. The mind is such a powerful tool, full of amazing creativity and problem-solving abilities. But if we don't keep an eye on it, it can sometimes turn into a tricky trap that drains our energy and skews our view of reality. Overthinking is a common habit that often keeps us stuck in our own minds. It begins in a simple way, maybe with a question, a worry, or something that needs to be sorted out. But soon it turns into a tangled mess of thoughts that feel more burdensome as time goes on. Sometimes we find ourselves overthinking because we want to have a say in how things turn out in our lives. We think that by carefully looking at a situation, practicing different possibilities, and being ready for any challenges, we can steer clear of pain or failure. Interestingly, overthinking can sometimes lead to more distress than the situations we aim to avoid. It keeps us connected to fears we create in our minds, regrets we haven't settled, and futures that might never happen. This ongoing mental chatter can drain our energy and take away our chance to fully enjoy life as it happens. Overthinking can be tricky because it tends to keep going on its own. One thought sparks another, forming a chain reaction that seems tough to stop. Our minds often lead us to believe that, with just a bit more effort in our thinking, we can uncover the answers we're looking for. However, what we often overlook is that this way of thinking seldom brings clarity. Rather, it tends to muddle our judgment and keeps us trapped in a cycle of uncertainty and hesitation. Overthinking isn't really a mark of intelligence or awareness. It's more of a sign that we might be a bit out of touch with the present moment. When we get caught up in our thoughts, we miss out on truly experiencing life. We really miss the richness of the world around us, the beauty of nature, the warmth of human connection, and the simplicity of just being. Instead, we find ourselves in a space of mental projections, viewing life through a lens of worries, assumptions, and expectations. This disconnection can lead to feelings of loneliness and a sense that something important is lacking. What we truly need is not something external, but rather something that lies within us. Our presence and ability to be fully here and now can sometimes get lost in the endless chatter of our minds. First step to breaking free from overthinking is to see it for what it truly is. A pattern, not who you are. Our thoughts aren't our identity. They're just fleeting mental events that come and go. When we take a moment to step back and observe our thoughts without any judgment, we start to notice how fleeting they really are. This awareness helps us create a little space between ourselves and our thoughts, giving us the option to either engage with a thought or simply let it drift away. We definitely shouldn't stop thinking altogether. Using your mind can be a wonderful asset when applied in the right way. It's important for us to recognize the difference between helpful, creative thinking and the routine overthinking that can sap our energy. It's all about nurturing a sense of calm within us, allowing room for clarity to emerge on its own. This space isn't something we have to work hard to create. It's already there, just waiting beneath the chatter of our thoughts. It's a gentle presence that watches our thoughts without getting caught up in them. As we start to let go of overthinking, it's normal to experience some discomfort or even a bit of fear. The mind often finds it challenging to embrace stillness, as it enjoys being active. As we take a moment to relax in this space of presence, we find a wonderful sense of peace and freedom. Life starts to feel more effortless, and solutions to our challenges appear without the need for constant analysis. Overthinking isn't fixed by just thinking more. It's overcome by stepping outside of the mind completely. In doing so, we find our way back to the core of our being, a presence that feels timeless, light, and truly at peace. From this place, we can connect with life in a more genuine way, free from the endless maze of our thoughts. Mind is an amazing tool that can generate ideas, tackle complex problems, and help us make sense of the world around us. However, when we depend solely on our minds, we can easily get caught up in the idea that our thoughts truly reflect reality. This belief is a bit of a trick, one that keeps us from connecting with the deeper truths of life. The mind is definitely helpful, but it does have its limitations. It works within certain limits, sorting, tagging, and understanding everything through its unique perspective. These filters are influenced by our past experiences, cultural backgrounds, and personal biases, leading to a version of reality that seems real but isn't fully accurate. Thoughts are like gentle ripples on the surface of a wide ocean. They come and go, always shifting and influenced by both outside factors and our own feelings. When we connect with these ripples, we can overlook the depth and calmness of the ocean itself. Trick is in how our minds share stories that feel like absolute truths. A single thought can spark a wave of emotions and reactions, drawing us into a loop of fear, anger, or desire, even if that thought isn't rooted in reality. The mind can create wonderful stories about what has happened and what might come. But these tales often drift away from the present moment, which is the only real thing we have. This illusion really shows itself during times of stress or conflict. The mind can take a situation and make it bigger, adding layers of judgment, expectation, and resistance. Rather than experiencing life directly, we perceive it through our own thoughts and interpretations. We often find ourselves interpreting events, pointing fingers, and imagining situations that might never happen. This mental activity can make us feel a bit disconnected from the world, which might lead to feelings of being trapped, anxious, or not quite satisfied. The goal isn't to get rid of the mind or its abilities, but to recognize it for what it really is, a helpful tool, not something to be controlled by. As we take a curious and detached look at our minds, we start to notice the patterns that emerge. Thoughts come and go, lingering for a bit before fading away, making room for new ones to take their place. None of these are permanent, and they don't define who we are. This recognition is the way to escape the illusion. It gives us the chance to take a step back and observe our thoughts without getting caught up in their narratives. Our tendency to seek identity within the mind keeps the illusion going. We shape our identities through our thoughts, beliefs, and opinions, forming a delicate sense of self that can feel uneasy when those ideas are questioned. But our identity goes beyond just the mind. Underneath the flow of ideas lies a presence that remains steady, unaltered, and liberated from the limits of our thoughts. This presence reflects our true nature, and we can only access it when we move beyond the illusions crafted by our minds. Change from identifying with our thoughts to being aware of them is a gentle yet powerful transformation. It starts with easy and enjoyable practices of mindfulness and observation. As we get to know our mind better, we begin to notice its limitations and how it often holds onto what's familiar, even when it leads to discomfort. This awareness helps the mind find its proper place without holding it back. Our mind isn't the main focus of our experience anymore. Instead, it serves as a helpful tool we can turn to when we need it, rather than something that dictates our actions. Breaking free from the illusion of the mind isn't just about willpower. It's more like a journey of awakening. It takes a bit of patience, kindness, and the openness to release that false sense of certainty. The mind offers so much. By doing this, we embrace the richness of life beyond our thoughts, a life that is lively, connected, and deeply authentic. This isn't about rejecting the mind. It's more about freeing ourselves from its limits. It lets us embrace the richness of life just as it is, without any filters or illusions getting in the way. Awareness connects the chatter that often fills our minds with the deep sense of peace that lies within us. It opens the door to freedom, helping us break free from the usual thought patterns that lead to unnecessary suffering. To grasp awareness, it's important to appreciate how simple it really is. It's not about reaching or accomplishing something. It's already there inside you. It's a gentle presence that quietly observes your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without getting carried away by them. Many of us tend to unconsciously identify with our thoughts. Thoughts come to mind, and we often take them at face value, letting them influence how we feel and what we do. This identification keeps us in a loop of reactivity, where we are constantly shaped by the stories our mind tells us. When we nurture awareness, we start to recognize these thoughts for what they truly are: fleeting mental events that hold no real power over us unless we choose to give it to them. Being aware helps you see a little distance between yourself and your thoughts. In this gap, there is room to observe without judgment, to choose your response, and to experience life as it is, rather than as the mind interprets it. This space is where your journey to freedom starts. It's not about pushing thoughts away or trying to be completely still. It's about letting everything come up naturally while staying connected to the awareness that sees it all. When awareness takes center stage in your life, the hold of the mind begins to ease up. Challenges that used to feel daunting become less intense when you stop giving them so much of your attention. It's interesting to notice how much of our mind's activity can feel unnecessary. A constant loop of worry, planning, and revisiting past events that doesn't really help us feel better. When you focus on the present moment, you take back the energy that was once spent on all that mental chatter. Being aware doesn't need complicated techniques or rituals. It all starts with the lovely act of paying attention. Pay attention to your breath as it flows in and out of your body. Take a moment to feel the sensations in your hands, your feet, or listen to the sounds around you. Take a moment to notice the thoughts that come up, not to get involved with them, but just to recognize that they are there. While you engage in this, you'll notice that awareness brings a sense of stillness and clarity that the mind doesn't quite possess. It remains constant, unwavering, and closely tied to the core of your being. Awareness helps to break down the feeling of being separate from one another. Sometimes our minds can make us feel like it's me against the world, which can bring about conflict, fear, and a sense of being alone. When you take a moment to rest in awareness, that feeling of separation starts to fade away. You begin to realize that you're not just on your own, but rather a part of something much bigger. This understanding creates a wonderful feeling of togetherness and calm that the mind alone can't achieve. Staying aware can feel a bit tricky sometimes. The mind is used to being busy and tends to push back against stillness. With a little patience and practice, awareness can feel more natural over time. You begin to notice those little moments of calm, even when life gets a bit hectic. These moments are not empty. They are filled with a lively energy that is often overlooked when we get caught up in our thoughts. Awareness is all about diving into life and experiencing it to the fullest. It lets you enjoy each moment with clear awareness and presence, free from the judgments and interpretations of the mind. This change really enhances the way you connect with yourself, those around you, and the world at large. You start to operate from a space of wisdom and authenticity, free from fear or compulsion. Awareness serves as both a gateway and a destination, helping you to embrace a life filled with more freedom, peace, and joy, even in a world that always seeks our attention. Silence and stillness are wonderful treasures that we often overlook. They are full of meaning and significance. Instead, they have the ability to change how we enjoy life. Silence isn't just about not hearing anything, and stillness isn't just about not hearing anything, and stillness isn't only about moving. Both are deep experiences that help us reconnect with the core of who we are, away from the distractions and chatter of our thoughts. The mind loves to stay busy, always coming up with thoughts, judgments, and stories. This constant mental chatter can make us feel a bit restless, anxious, and disconnected. Yet beneath this noise, there's a lovely space of stillness that's always there, just waiting to be noticed. This stillness isn't something we make. It's a natural part of who we are. This is the space where all our thoughts and experiences come to life. Engaging with it offers a sense of clarity and peace that's hard to find amidst the hustle and bustle of our thoughts. Silence and stillness are closely connected. As we embrace the quiet, we start to feel the calmness inside us. It's that little break between thoughts, that moment of clear awareness before the mind jumps in with its own ideas. Stillness is the comforting presence that keeps us steady, even when everything around us is always changing. They come together to create the basis for genuine insight and understanding. When we welcome silence and stillness, we move away from the reactive patterns of the mind. We're finding it's okay to enjoy quiet moments and embrace silence without needing to fill every space with chatter. When they're not around, we start to notice the little things in life: the soft rustling of leaves, the flow of our breath, or the calm echo of our inner selves. These experiences remind us that life is not just about conquering or controlling, but about fully and directly embracing what comes our way. Silence and stillness can sometimes seem a bit strange or even a little uneasy. The mind tends to push back against them because it worries about what could come to light when things quiet down. It's during these times of unease that the journey of transformation starts. When we take a moment to relax in quiet and calm, we face the thoughts and feelings we usually sidestep. Rather than feeling overwhelmed by them, we take a moment to observe them from a place of calm awareness. This practice helps us let go of their influence and fosters a greater appreciation for their fleeting nature. Quiet moments and calmness can really enhance our bond with one another. When we take a moment to be still, we can listen more closely and express ourselves more genuinely. Our interactions shift from mere reactions to genuine engagement. We've come to appreciate the value of listening and enjoying the peaceful pauses in our conversations. We truly value the wonderful depth that silence can add to a relationship, allowing for real connection and understanding to flourish. The beauty of silence and stillness isn't just found in quiet moments or meditation. You can tap into them even when you're busy with activities. It's all about engaging with life and adding a special touch to everything we do. No matter if we're walking, working, or chatting with friends, we can always hold onto that inner calm. This inner stillness turns into a cozy sanctuary, providing strength and clarity even when the outside world feels chaotic. As we nurture silence and stillness, we uncover a fresh way of being. We start to embrace life from a space of inner calm instead of being pushed by the mind's constant requests. Life shifts from striving to simply being, from achieving to truly experiencing. In this state, we discover that the answers we seek are not in the noise of the mind, but in the calm presence of our being. Silence and stillness aren't just ways to step away from life. They're the very base on which a genuinely meaningful and authentic life is created. The present moment is where life really happens, but it's something we often forget to appreciate. We often find our minds busy with thoughts about what has happened, or what might happen, going over memories, reflecting on events, or dreaming up possibilities that could come our way. This way of living in time instead of enjoying the moment can make us feel a bit disconnected, as if life is always happening somewhere else, just beyond our grasp. Life truly exists in the present moment, and discovering how to connect with it is essential for experiencing more peace and clarity. The mind often pushes back against the present moment since it enjoys being busy. It always looks for challenges to tackle, stories to tell, and results to manage. As we get more caught up in our thoughts, we tend to move away from the wonderful experiences of the present moment. The present moment is perfect, just as it is. There's no need to change or analyze it. It has a richness and straightforwardness that can only be felt through personal experience, not just through thinking about it. Being aware is the first step to connecting with the present moment. Awareness is all about noticing things without jumping to conclusions. It's a straightforward but meaningful practice of focusing on what's happening in the present moment, whether it's the feeling of your breath, the sounds surrounding you, or the emotions you're experiencing. This lovely act of noticing helps you step away from the mind's stories and brings you back to the present moment. It's not about stopping your thoughts. It's more about gently shifting your focus away from them. This way, you can let them come and go without getting caught up in their stories. The body is a wonderful way to connect with the present moment since it always lives in the now. The mind often dances between the past and the future, while the body stays rooted in the here and now. When you focus on how your body feels, like the sensation of your feet touching the ground, the flow of your breath, or the heartbeat in your chest, you can easily reconnect with the present moment. These sensations serve as gentle reminders, bringing you back to the present moment of life. One more wonderful way to connect with the present is by observing nature. The natural world is a wonderful reminder of existence. A tree doesn't spend time thinking about its past seasons or fretting over future storms. It just grows and enjoys being in the moment. Taking a moment to notice the calm of a tree, the drifting clouds, or the cheerful songs of birds can help you connect with that same sense of peace and presence inside you. Sometimes, we find ourselves resisting the present because of the judgments and expectations our minds create. It suggests that the moment isn't quite right, that there's something lacking or off. However, these judgments don't truly reflect reality. They're just creations of our minds. When we release these constructs, we discover that the present moment is whole on its own, even when it brings discomfort or challenges. Being present doesn't mean overlooking challenges. It's about confronting them with understanding and openness, without the interference of mental resistance. There are some great techniques that can really enhance your connection to the present moment. Simple practices such as mindful breathing, meditative walking, or just taking a moment to appreciate the details around you can turn everyday moments into chances for being present. These practices focus on nurturing a mindset of openness and receptivity to what is already present. Being in the moment feels easier. The distractions of the mind start to fade, allowing you to enjoy life more completely. Everything feels more vibrant, sounds are sharper, and connections feel deeper. Joy comes from the little things in life, from just being present in the moment. This joy comes from within and isn't reliant on what's happening around us. It's simply our natural state of being present. When you connect with the present moment, you take back your life from the constant tug of the past and the future. You find a lasting peace, one that comes from the comforting realization that you are right where you belong. This isn't just an idea. It's something you can experience right now by focusing on the present moment. Embracing inner presence brings a wonderful change to every part of life. It helps you move your attention away from being influenced by outside situations and toward a place of harmony with the true essence of who you are. Inner presence isn't something you need to chase or build. It's your natural state, always there for you beneath the chatter of your mind and the pressures of the world. Living from this place allows you to respond to life with authenticity, clarity, and peace, instead of being driven by fear, ego, or reactivity. The inner presence is realizing that you are more than just your thoughts, feelings, or the roles you play. Your experiences are just parts of who you are, but they don't capture your true essence. Inner presence is the awareness that gently observes all these changing experiences without getting caught up in them. This awareness remains constant and unwavering, providing a comforting sense of stability regardless of what's going on around you. Living from this place doesn't mean pulling away from the world. It means connecting with it from a sense of completeness and togetherness. Living from a place of inner presence allows your actions to flow effortlessly, free from the inner conflicts that can come from being trapped in mental patterns or societal expectations. Decisions become clearer when they are guided by intuition and wisdom instead of fear or the need for approval. While challenges and uncertainties may still be present, the way you relate to them shifts. Rather than feeling bogged down by challenges, you tackle them with a spirit of openness and curiosity, confident in your ability to find your way through. Being present within ourselves also brings a wonderful sense of peace. This peace comes from within and is all about the joy of simply being present. Being fully present means you're embracing life as it is, without resisting or holding on to your expectations of how things should be. This acceptance lets you enjoy life as it comes, embracing all its beauty and little quirks. Even in tough times, you discover a calmness inside that keeps you strong and unwavering. Relationships become even more meaningful when you connect from a place of inner presence. Rather than coming to others with expectations or judgments, you greet them with true presence and kindness. You really tune in, share your true self, and build connections with others that go beyond the surface. This presence helps you look past the roles and identities that people show and appreciate the shared humanity that brings us all together. When you're fully present, creativity and inspiration can really thrive. The mind usually works within what we already know and are comfortable with, but when you embrace the present moment, you connect with a richer source of understanding and creativity. Ideas come to mind easily, and solutions to challenges seem to arise on their own, without the pressure of overthinking. This creative flow comes naturally and effortlessly when you are in tune with the present moment. Living from inner presence doesn't mean you're immune to the highs and lows of life. Emotions may still come up, and challenges might still show up, but they don't define you or take charge of your experience anymore. You let your emotions flow freely, understanding that they are just temporary waves on the surface of who you are. This detachment doesn't mean you're indifferent. Instead, it helps you engage with life from a place of balance and clarity. Growing inner presence is a journey that develops gradually. It starts with easy actions, like taking a few moments during the day to pause, breathe, and reconnect with the present. Over time, this practice feels more natural, and being present becomes the cornerstone of your life. It's all about being gentle with yourself and coming back to awareness whenever you realize you've gotten caught up in your thoughts or outside distractions. Embracing your inner presence is a wonderful gift, both for yourself and for those around you. It helps you navigate life with ease and true self-expression, freeing you from the constraints of your thoughts and the pressures from those around you. Here, you can truly embrace the richness of life, tackle challenges with insight, and build authentic, transformative connections with others. Inner presence isn't something you need to chase after. It's the core of your being, just waiting for you to recognize and embrace it. The journey to stop living in your head is all about embracing the mind while moving beyond its limitations. It's a journey to discover the true essence of yourself, beyond the chatter of thoughts and the limits of time. When you see through the mind's illusions, nurture your awareness, welcome silence and stillness, engage with the present moment, and live from a space of inner presence, you truly embrace the richness of life. This transformation is all about embracing who you are, right where you are. It's a lovely return to the simplicity of being, a warm acknowledgement of the deep peace and vibrant life that already exists within you. Though the mind might put up a bit of a fight, with a little patience and practice, you'll find that the world around you becomes more colorful. Your connections deepen, and your sense of self grows stronger. The invitation is both simple and meaningful. Take a step away from the constant cycle of thoughts and embrace the beauty of the present moment. In this presence, you'll discover freedom, clarity, and a connection to life that goes beyond what the mind can offer. This isn't just a shift in how you see things. It's a lovely journey back to your true self. In this essence, life unfolds beautifully, filled with meaning and endless peace. It's wonderful that your desire to grow and enjoy the present moment led you to watch this video. This decision was made because of a better understanding. You should definitely consider subscribing to this channel. It's a wonderful opportunity to continue your journey of self-discovery with our new videos that we upload every day. Once you grasp how crucial this warning is, kindly reply with "now." With a bit of teamwork, we can absolutely make this happen.